Today I'm in Louisville, Kentucky at the 2025 Equipment Expo. This expo is located at the Kentucky Exposition Center, which is right next door to Freedom Hall and right across the parking lot from Kentucky Kingdom. So stay tuned and I'm going to walk around and show you some of the things that's here. This is my first time being back at this show in about 20 years. One of my first stops was at the Bad Boy Mowers booth, and I didn't know that they were making other products like weed eaters, blowers, and push mowers. Well, let me take that back. I have seen some of their battery-powered push mowers at Tractor Supply, but I did not know they were making these weed eaters. I don't know if they make them themselves or if they're rebranded from someone else, but they don't look half bad. So again, Bad Boy is definitely expanding their product line. Their backpack blowers felt pretty comfortable. I got to try one on and I was quite impressed. And they also make a commercial push mower, which you can see them over to the corner there. So again, Bad Boy's definitely expanding their line. One of my next stops was over at the Dixie Chopper booth. I happened to see a sign that said they were looking for dealers, so I talked to them about what it takes to become a Dixie Chopper dealer. In my area, we haven't had a Dixie Chopper dealer in over 20 years. But they have really expanded their line on different models of zero turns. That looks similar to the one that I had. I owned a Dixie Chopper some years back. They're really pushing for these slope mowers, which you can see on display over here. That's their big bread and butter moving into the future, they were telling me. They also have a little mini walk behinds, skid steers, which you've seen over there. But one of the nice things about Dixie Chopper, they still build all their stuff right in Indiana. I've already been here about 4.5 hours and I still haven't got to see everything. My main reason for coming to this show was to get to talk to some of the manufacturers and see some of the training materials that they had and make some contacts for my day job. That was my reason for being here. This company called Pioneer Products really caught my eye because a lot of their products look like the older Briggs & Stratton stuff that I used to see at my local dealer. And after talking to their company reps, they are somehow tied with Briggs. They're some sort of a distributor with Briggs. And a lot of their lineup is the older Briggs & Stratton stuff. But again, Pioneer had some really good looking stuff, and I was highly impressed. One thing about this show, there was no shortage of mini excavators and compact excavators. They were everywhere on every corner, and it seems like more manufacturers are getting into that game. One of the good things about this show was you were able to get one-on-one with a lot of company reps. This right here is the Gravely booth, and I took some time to walk through there. I got to talk to them, several of their folks. I get a lot of questions at my job about Gravely products. You know, where can I buy Gravely stuff, or where can I get parts, or is this model zero turn any good? Because we do have a few dealers in West Virginia that still sell Gravely stuff, such as Green's Equipment Group. And there's just kind of a void in the marketing in our area. Now, Gravely has expanded over to the side-by-sides and the mini walk-behind skid steer market as in many companies. But as I'm walking around, I mean, there was just no shortage of stuff to see. Now I'm walking outside to the demo area to see what equipment's out here and see what all you can try out. Several years ago, when I was at this show for the first time back in 2005. I remember coming outside here to this training area where you could do the demos, the new equipment, and the Xmark turf tracer with the easy controls was like the newest, hottest item at that time at the show. I had to get some footage of this Kubota B26. These by far are one of my more favorite mini backhoes out on the market. My old neighbor in Preston County had one of these back when they first come out in 2010. And that thing was a beast. It could dig, push snow, and everything else. I had to get some footage of these new robotic mowers that's out, remote controlled mowers. Seems like a lot of companies are getting into this. Even with the gas engines, some of them with the battery stuff, but a lot of them have the gas engines. That's the Gravely demo area. And now I'm going over to this. It's not a newer excavator company, but I'm going over to see what their stuff looks like, and I'm going to try to demo out their excavator. I've never heard of this company, but they said they've been here in the States since 1996, so I'll check out their unit. Now I'm inside of a New Holland 42D mini excavator with all the cool controls. I've dug a little bit with it, but man, this cab is really tight for a guy my size. This machine's very smooth. Well, it's about 2:30 in the afternoon, almost 3 o'clock, so I'm gonna start moseying my way out of here, try to beat some of this rush hour traffic. I'm looking ahead at the parking lot. You can see Kentucky Kingdom, the amusement park, and I thought I'd get some clips of some of the side-by-sides. I did not get to check out a lot of the side-by-sides that were here today, but all the companies, John Deere, Bobcat, Coyote, they were all here showing off their new side-by-sides. If you continue watching, you'll see some pictures of some additional stuff that I got pictures of today and got to see. I did not get to go through everything as thorough as I'd like to have. It was just too massive. I really would probably need, 3 full days to get through all this. I mean, there's so much stuff everywhere. But I absolutely love this show. I learned a lot, made a lot of good contacts, got to see where companies are going in the future. Got to hear some stuff about new regulations. There's things I need to stay on top of with my job to know what's next. I can definitely tell I'm going to need to really shape up on fuel injection for small engines in the future and need to learn a little bit more about the battery powered stuff. And a lot of the manufacturers have told me as I walked around today that they plan on really expanding the training resources for the new battery powered stuff, because there is not a lot of training and manuals or training videos or even parts available right now for a lot of the battery powered stuff. But that's one of the things all the manufacturers are really pushing to get going more and more. Thank you again for coming along, and have a good day.